2K Sports checks in with our loyal viewers with a broadcast from Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, Barclays Center. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson, with David Aldridge roaming the sideline. Well, it was the Indiana Pacers in their last game, a loss to the Charlotte Hornets. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
And Darius Garland picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Oh, they've got their eyes on him, calling the foul right away.
So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Got a piece of it. Wells' shot is good.
And when he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. You'll gladly take those.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Grant outside. Just 5 to shoot. Curry wide open. Cans the shot from the wing.
He'll be asking for some lottery numbers later if he keeps knocking down shots like that.
RJ, with how well Curry continues to play, I'm not sure his three-point record will ever be broken.
It's going to be tough to do. But even if it does, I think Steph will still be regarded as the best shooter we have ever seen, simply because how he changed the game.
Johnson has the open look. Off target with his three.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Johnson right side. From downtown. Wells grabs the miss. Outside Williams. That one doesn't go. Nice defense from Dort.
Okay, it's taking them a moment to find their rhythm, opening the game with some uneven 1-for-4 shooting.
And Darius Garland picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Takes a three. Dort misses.
And even with good coverage defensively, he has confidence to drill the three.
Still very early, but that's not the start they want. 1-for-5 shooting.
That puts them in the lead. Curry's got his second basket.
Just a wizard with the ball. Look, Curry's creativity is just incredible.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining.
And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. GA, what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
And a deep three from Garland. The three-pointer off the mark. Here's Dort. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Indiana trailing here. Right side, Garland. Here's Williams. And Jackson throws it down hard.
The more time Jackson spins at the rim, the better. His length is a deciding factor in this game.
Grant on the wing. Curry outside. That's no good, and now he's missed 2 and made 2. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks very much. Had a chance to talk with head coach Jorge Hernandez. I asked him about the challenge of facing Miles Turner, and he said this guy is a problem for our offense. Miles is an incredible shot blocker. you have to know where he is on the floor at all times. Now, we don't normally hear a coach talk about somebody's defense first, but Turner is that guy. Ellis?
Thank you, David. We've got 1:48 left here in the first quarter. On the wing, Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Garland. Here he goes. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Using that quick first step on his way to the rim, Garland is just too tough off the bounce.
Curry can't get it to go. Pass to Wells. Gets it out to Garland. Jacks up a 3. Another miss by Garland. Brooklyn trailing. Launches a 3. Dort misses.
This is hard to watch. You might want to put the kids to bed. This man still has not hit a shot this quarter.
He gets that one.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense throws at.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Hey, Greg, what about Jeremy Grant? He's had about every role you can imagine on any team he's played on.
And Kevin, he started out as a second-round pick, hoping to just make a team. He's been a bench spark plug, a starter, even a number 1 option in Detroit for a couple years. Grant's done it all.
Now, here's Mitchell. Off target from three-point range. Bull with it. Rebounded by Jackson. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Shot's good by Williams. Nets trail by 4. Here's Westbrook. And he gets it to go.
And if anything, Westbrook gets more aggressive against contact inside. He doubles his effort level in response.
Outside Jackson. On the wing, Williams. Over Bull. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Indiana out in front. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And when you consider how the Pacers are doing, guys, what do you think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
In this league, it is so hard scoring in the half court, so you have to run every time you get the opportunity.
Pass to Horford. Clock at 6. Outside, Dort. Shoots over Alexander Walker. Dort misses.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
Now, Alexander Walker. He has yet to score. And Brooklyn has possession. Trailing by 2. That's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. Bull can't hit. The recent history of the Nets. You know, Greg, they're always looking for a big splash or a quick fix to be competitive.
And, Kevin, this franchise has sold its future more than a few times. But they always find a way to bounce back. You hope they don't go for a quick fix with this group.
Near the 3-point line, it's Mitchell. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. Now, here's Mitchell. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Pass to Alexander Walker. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Alexander Walker's got the lead up to 7 now for Indiana. Here's Westbrook, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And we know the second night, Greg, of a back-to-back can be rough.
And the NBA has put in work trying to minimize these, but sometimes it's unavoidable. And if you have a long bench, this is when you lean into it.
And, Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively. But where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. Giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls, they've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
4 on the shot clock. Another shot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. GA, you look how Garland can create for himself. Very good off the catch or the bounce.
So deadly off of those high pick and rolls because he can dribble into that three. A playmaker that can do that is a headache. Garland knows how to create that space and get his looks.
Curry outside. And the Nets miss again.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Outside Garland. 3-pointer. The rebound by the Nets.
He's been off. Still, they're up, so not all is lost.
Bull, that's good.
Yeah, inside, Bolt does a great job just making subtle adjustments and utilizing that length.
There's the triple. Here's Turner. Pass to Wells. The 3. And Bull pulls it down. Nets trail by 6. Here's Kamare. Still scoreless.
Hey, look, I'm not going to lie here. That's a shot that he needs to be making. There are no excuses.
Garland way outside. Offensive rebound. Turner.
Effort points by Turner, working hard inside, getting rewarded with some points.
Monk for 3. Outside for Curry. They shoot again. Bassey pulls it in.
Defense kind of rolled the dice there, and I'm a little surprised that it ended up going their way with the miss.
Here's Alexander Walker. The 3-pointer is right on target. And it's an 11-point Pacer lead.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
And Bull wide open. He shoots. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And here's Garland for 3. Kept alive by Indiana. Fires the 3. Stymied again with that miss. A subpar 2 for 10 for him.
And let's be honest, they're winning in spite of his atrocious shooting performance.
And that's the tough part of trying to keep him on the floor. Now he picks up that 3rd foul.
Back to Mitchell. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Turner. Bassey tips it back in. Bassey's got the lead up to 13 now for Indiana. And taking a quick look here at the Huddle stats. Indiana.
From the very start of this game, they have been giving the ball handlers trouble, using good pressure to force turnovers and get steals.
And something else they've done well tonight is finding points in transition. So far, the fast break has been a plus for them.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Jalen Duren, a physical specimen, is improving the finer points of his game, including his vision. He said, I feel like I've always been a good passer. I've developed more of that as my young career has gone on, understanding the league better and how to win. Kevin?
Yeah, DA, it takes time, but nice to see his development. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. The hopes of a super team in Brooklyn did not come to fruition at all, Richard, and you saw it firsthand.
Thank you for reminding me of that, Kevin. Yes, I had a front row view to it. And look, from a fan's perspective, it's a tough take. The team brings in some of the biggest stars this league has ever seen. You are thinking championship, and you never got close.
And here are the Pacers now. They're on a 14-point run. And Turner throws it down.
Hard to stop Turner in close. As soon as he has prime positioning, he is going for the slam.
Johnson in the corner. Back to Curry. Shoots the three. Curry from three.
Curry is just lethal from outside.
Shoots. Connects. The jumper drops. Alexander Walker's got 8 points here in this quarter. On its way from Curry for 2. Another one falls for Brooklyn. And so that's the end of the first half. Pacers lead. And after you can join us, we've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. It's the Nets now. It's a 10-point game. Pass to Duren. Johnson outside. Lets the three fly. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Johnson's got it back down to within single digits for the Nets. And here is Mitchell. Outside Williams. Swings in midair and converts on the double-clutch layup. Williams has got 7.
And I have no clue how he got that one to fall. Doing some magic in the midair and torturing the defense in the process.
And they continue to control the ball.
Count that bucket. And it's an 11-point Indiana lead.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Here's Curry with the 3. Five on the clock. Second chance shot. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And eventually, every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
Here we are sizing up GA. Jalen Williams, and his shooting has got to be his biggest strength.
Absolutely. He's great at spacing the floor for his teammates with his catch and shoot abilities, but he's equally gifted shooting off the dribble.
Nets trailed by 11. And Davion Mitchell gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Curry on the wing. He's got 15.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second.
Hits it from three-point range. He has 6.
When you have a shooter like Cam Johnson, you're running that play with confidence.
Ball stolen. That'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Williams. And when you take a look at Jalen Duren, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
Curry gets the bucket.
On a night like tonight, Steph Curry is must-watch basketball. He can score from anywhere.
Here's Jackson. Back to Williams. Four on the clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. They get it back. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Curry with the steal. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And the rejection by Jackson. It's the Nets now. They trail by 6. Curry with it. He's got 17. From the line. Rebounded by Jackson.
See, what a rough quarter for him. Nothing seemingly going his way.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Outside, Dort. Johnson outside. And a miss there on the triple.
Good job by the D to stay with him and make that a tough 3.
Now Williams. He's got 9. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Off the inbound, Jackson in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Hangs. He takes it up and lays it in. Jackson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And defensively, they've gotten a little careless, not playing with the same focus we saw in the first.
Outside Westbrook. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Jackson. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin. The Brooklyn Nets wasted no time hiring their next coach, Jordi Fernandez, shortly after the conclusion of last season. Despite his youth, Fernandez has been on the rise after stops as an assistant with the Kings, Nuggets, and Cavs, as well as coaching the Canadian national team. Kevin?
You know, DA, we've been talking about Jordi Fernandez for a long time. Now his big break, and I'm very happy. I know we all are for Coach Fernandez. Hey, David, thank you. Lets it go from deep. Brooklyn with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
They get a hand on it. Pass to Alexander Walker. Fires away from way outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Jackson's got 5 points now in the quarter. That's tipped. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Dunk by Jackson.
Doesn't have to get up much. Jackson Jr. at 6'11" just easily finishes that hoop.
Here's Westbrook. That one's off, still out of sync. Now, here's Garland. It's off. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Indiana out in front. They lead by 13. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Indiana leading by 13. Beyond the arc. Horford with the rebound.
And they're up right now, but it hasn't been because of him. He's really struggled with offense.
Westbrook throws it down hard.
Above the rim, Westbrook making his presence felt.
And the Pacers call time here.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
And we see it so often. One little tweak to the game plan and everything falls into place for a team.